Hi, everybody. This is Malibu Essential Oils. Cindy
Hi.
Lou, Earl Martin, and Abby. Abby Keller is joining us, and she's training to be a mentor. So we're super excited. She's got her. You're teaching yoga.
Yep, I teach yoga
At the Malibu Healing Center.
At the Malibu Healing Center. Yep.
Yeah,
Started that.
Malibu Healing Center is actually where this whole thing started. Courtney Parkinson. Hi, Courtney. She and Jeanette. Hello, Jeanette. Franzen came and taught a class there.
Very cool.
Yeah.
That's how you learned about it?
Yeah, and at that time I had wrist pain, so, you know.
Needed the extra help.
I needed the deep blue rub, which we're slathed in right now.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, we have. We were pouring it, and there was some extra, so we're covered in deep blue rub. Okay, so Earl's gateway into the oils was for sleep. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so how did you start with the sleep blending?
You came home with oils.
We had a big box shipped to us.
And I'd been using sleeping pills of various forms over the previous 8 years before the oils. And decided that I didn't want to keep buying.
So here's what we tried, right?
Right.
I tried Ambien. Did you try Ambien?
I had Ambien, Lunesta.
Tried Lunesta.
I was buying Advil PM at Costco in large bottles.
Advil PM became our staple.
Mm-hmm.
And then what else? That was about it. Okay, melatonin, which I still use in a really crunch situation, right? And cannabinoids, which I still use to help sleep. But today we're going to focus on the oils because the oils I definitely would not want to not have, right? So today we're going to make a little blend. This is a 3 ml roller bottle. That thing's making me crazy. Can you make that go away? It's like, okay, thanks. So this is a 3 ml roller ball. We prefer, but it's not necessary. Oh, I didn't have the little part. We like if we can get them a little stainless steel roller ball tip, right? And these bottles, we can reuse these bottles for the length of the stability of the carrier oil. So, and since we're using fractionated coconut oil, which is really shelf stable, really good at a lot of temperatures, and since we're doing a sleep blend, which means we'll be adding a lot of wood and flower oils, which are pretty stable oils, you can just keep refilling it. So I like to start beginners, and Abby's a beginner, right? And you're maybe a beginner, in smaller size bottles, because if you make a poo-poo blend, which happens...
You don't waste.
You don't waste a lot, but it's easier to just do a small amount and then translate it into doubling or tripling it. You know, like this recipe, once we made it, you could triple it and put it in a 10 ml bottle.
Okay.
Right? But then you want to first make sure that you like it and that it works.
Right.
We're at the Malibu Farmers Market every week, every Sunday, and we're on our 3rd or 4th deep sleep blend. I'm not going to give you the deep sleep blend from Malibu Essential Oils today, but if you're a member, and you're a member if you have a doTERRA wholesale account underneath us, right? So she's a member, we're members. If you're one of our members, we're definitely going to give you the recipe. Okay, so you just have to message us somehow, and we will give you the exact recipe. But today we're each going to make a new individual sleep blend.
Great.
Right? Okay. So, to start with, so this is our Bible. Now, this book is designed specifically for doTERRA oils. It lists all their oils, it lists all their blends, but you're never going to see the word doTERRA anywhere on it. Why? Because the FDA, they've got rules. And the rule basically is that a piece of literature cannot have a real condition on it, a real medical condition, and a brand name on the same piece of literature. That goes for a book, and it goes for a little flimsy piece of paper, right? So today we're dealing with sleep issues. Let's just see what this book says for, I don't know, insomnia. Let's just see what their suggestions are. And I don't know if I'm following the rules or not. I'm kind of not great at it, but I do my best. Okay, so I'll start with what, sleep?
Probably insomnia, but
All right. It's probably under insomnia. So towards the back of this book is great. Towards the back, we can look by condition. Do you want to look up insomnia? I saw relaxation in there. That was a good one too.
okay.
So basically what we want to do to get better sleep is engage with the oils because they help to switch on the parasympathetic nervous system, right? It's also great to meditate before you go to sleep. We actually do this thing called the sequence. And the sequence is like, we'll say like, let's start the sequence, right? And the sequence is a group of activities that are allowed under the sequence rules, which is it has to be something that helps you sleep. It helps you to relax.
So not TV, not your cell phone.
Yeah, not TV, not
No
your cell
screens.
phone.
No
No,
screens.
basically no screens. Baths, thumbs up.
Yes. Tea?
Tea,
Stretching.
stretching, massage,
What about
sex.
rigorous workout?
If that helps you, if you know that helps
Yeah.
you, it doesn't
Maybe
help
it'll
me.
work.
Yeah. So, you'll figure out for yourself what activities help you sleep because obviously the oils alone, they're going to be a great facilitator in you switching on your parasympathetic nervous system. And then also the chemistry is really intense. I mean, we were just up there pouring deep sleep for the market, and the vetiver is like knocking us out. So anyway, so what oils does it say there?
So we've got lavender, orange, Roman chamomile, spikenard, cypress.
Wait, slow down.
ylang-ylang,
Lavender, orange,
Lavender,
orange. Say it again.
Roman chamomile.
Got it.
Spikenard, cypress,
I have spikenard somewhere. Cypress.
ylang-ylang.
There's definitely. Let me get spikenard.
Do you see marjoram or cypress in there?
Spikenard.
No, they're not there. You'll see on the green or bluish green labels.
Marjoram. Yeah, right there. Got it.
Cypress.
Cypress is green. Okay, great.
And
What else?
there's a lot of them. Petitgrain, lemon, rosemary, sandalwood, clary sage, bergamot. We've got most of those out
Okay,
there.
so we got most of them out here. Now,
In other words, a lot of oils help you sleep.
yeah, a lot of oils help you sleep. And the thing is, when you look in this book, and a lot of you that are watching today have this book, the Modern Essentials book, you're going to see it does. It gives you this long list of oils that you can use. I always say, hey, start with what you have,
How
right?
do they not have vetiver on that list?
I don't know how they don't have vetiver. So then let's also look at the relaxation list. I saw it. Can you help me? Okay, so I can keep talking. So here, because we have everything, so you can see I've sort of lined this whole thing with what we're going to do. Now, in the middle here is the fractionated coconut oil, and now, generally speaking, we like to dilute to the effective dosage. Safe and effective, right?
Yep.
Because for a sleep blend, we want it to penetrate the tissue and really get into the bloodstream. We will use the carrier oil. The carrier oil keeps it from just flashing off. If you do the straight oil, it's going to that's great for hand diffusion. That's going to just go into the air and be off of your body in about 2 minutes. Unless it's one of the really thick ones like Hawaiian sandalwood or vetiver. Those stick kind of on their own.
Good.
But in that case, like the vetiver is so thick, which you experienced today, we use the fractionated coconut oil to thin it out.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Myrrh is also incredibly thick, and so is the sandalwood. So
the oil's a little bit thinner. Than
yeah,
that. Okay.
yeah. So you were like, why is this so thick?
Yeah.
And a little bit of a rule of thumb is that if it's a thick, slow oil, it kind of has that property emotionally. Like it'll slow you down, right?
So myrrh does as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Myrrh's nicely grounding,
Nice.
right? Very
Okay.
relaxing.
Good to know.
And then when you start pouring something like lemon, it's going to go
Yeah.
right? So that's kind of like a speedier oil. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so they kind of just shorter lists of the same oils. Like the sleep section here just says lavender, spikenard, Roman chamomile, and marjoram.
Yeah. Now, doTERRA has a blend called Serenity, which is actually the freebie product of the month this month. I don't love it, and it's personal because it's got vanilla in it, and I'm not a vanilla girl.
It's just a
So
little
there
sweet
is a
smelling.
vanilla oil though?
Yeah.
That's good.
Vanilla is an absolute, and then
Okay.
and the flowers and certain things where they don't have a lot of oil to give, an absolute means that they're using some kind of solvent to draw the oil out of that
Oh.
thing. And then the solvent is usually something that can dissolve, like that'll
Okay.
just diffuse
So
back
is it
into the
still
air.
natural? It's just a
Yeah,
different
I
way
mean
of
it's not as
extracting it?
great, but there like a flower. Actually, what here is an absolute? Nothing here is an absolute except for
ylang-ylang.
ylang-ylang, which I didn't even put out because I don't like it. We have it. It's a good sleepy. Again, for me to say personal preference on oils, you're going to have your own personal preferences. It's based on your chemistry and your history with that smell.
Okay.
Because the olfactory system is completely related to your memory banks. So, like, I don't know what happened with me and patchouli. What was going on when I first smelled patchouli? And
Yeah.
it's that first smell that you relate to the time that memory,
It's good
right?
to know, yeah.
Yeah. So sometimes it's nice if you can blend it with something else to change it for you, or you have to go and change the memory base of it.
Interesting.
But I don't know. Me and patchouli clearly had some kind of bad event because I smell it. I go like, oh.
No.
Right. And ylang-ylang, I think partly because it's an absolute, I don't like it as much. But
Right.
jasmine's an absolute, rose is an absolute.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Your only other option, this is nerdy aromatherapy stuff, is your only other option for flowers like that is a CO2 extract, which is just a more expensive, complicated process. They are doing CO2 extracts for cannabinoids, which we're excited about because, like, Rick Simpson oil is an absolute of cannabis,
Okay.
but then a CO2 extract is just that much cleaner.
Huh.
So anyway, little things like that. Okay, so now this little bottle is 3 ml. And so 3 ml is about, 2 ml is 40 to 50 drops. So a 3 ml is going to be like 60 to 70 drops. All right. Yeah. And then consider that for us, we really like to blend at about 50%. So that means today we have room for, I forgot blending sheets. Will you grab some blending sheets? Today we have room for about 35 drops of
Okay.
oils, right? Now, just like if you watched our uplifting blend one, where we made sure that we did 2 happy uplifting oils to 1 more grounding,
Centering,
relaxing
yeah.
oil, right? So we're going to do the opposite. We're still going to think that we're going to blend 3 to 5 oils, but the opposite is we're going to do 2 downers to 1 upper, or 3 downers.
Really?
Well,
So you can do 3.
oh God,
Okay.
yeah. If you just want to go
Really
deep,
mellow out.
deep.
Yeah.
There's no uppers in our deep sleep.
Okay.
It's all like take me downtown. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we call it knockout sauce because
That's
we
awesome.
just have such terrible sleep issues. And there's a lot of different reasons why you're not sleeping well. It's a really complex thing.
Yeah.
I should, and I know I
It'd
said
be
I
a
was
long
going to
discussion.
download this other thing, and we're going to do it.
Okay.
But if you look up the Horary clock, HORARY clock, on your Google, have you heard of this? Okay, so the Horary clock is the traditional Chinese medicine sort of organ clock, right? And what you can do is see, like, oh, I'm getting up at 3 a.m. every day. Like, I fall asleep fine.
And it connects the time
It connects
with
to the
something.
organ.
How funny. So if it was like a stomach ache or something like that.
Yeah,
it
then
would
you're going to
show.
wake up at that time of
That's
day.
amazing.
Time of the
I need to
night.
show my mom that.
Yeah, because a lot of people do. It's like, I'm fine, and then I wake up at 1 a.m. every time. So maybe, and I don't have it memorized, but like maybe
Cool.
1 a.m. is lungs,
Yeah.
right? Maybe 3 a.m. is your liver, and 5 a.m. is your digestion. It goes in 2-hour
I'm going to look
increments.
at that. Absolutely.
Yeah, so like for me who had severe adrenal issues, I think that the time for that system is like 7 to 9 a.m. So like right now I'm dealing with
That's not bad. Waking up at 7.
Well, no. So
Oh.
if I get up at 7, I'm not servicing my adrenals at all. If I can stay laying down at least until 7:30 or 8 o'clock, then my adrenals and that system is getting an hour of lay down time.
Interesting.
So
That makes sense why they tell you to go to bed before 12, like, because those hours too have their own purpose.
yeah, you need to
makes sense.
be laying. So to me, I'll settle for being horizontal at certain times, but that's why napping and sort of like changing up when
Messes
you
it
nap.
up.
No,
No,
it
it
doesn't,
helps?
because then you're laying down at these different hours of the day. Because it's a
and
24-hour
helps certain
cycle.
parts.
Yeah,
Oh, very
helps
cool.
certain parts recover.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm happy
It's a
to hear
Chinese
this.
medicine thing, and I'm absolutely not trained in Chinese medicine, even though I look like I am. I'm not. So, you can really talk to your Chinese medicine professional, or, look some stuff up on the web. It's good info.
Interesting.
I just have books and stuff, which sometimes that's enough.
Mm-hmm.
But so sleep is complicated, right? And sometimes you're not sleeping because of pain. So that's when the deep blue rub, it's this 4-ounce rub. So when I had my really bad wrist pain, to help me sleep, I would put deep blue rub all the way up. I use deep blue rub. I think of it in articles of clothing. So I go I need gloves and sleeves,
Yes.
right? Or I need socks, or I need a scarf, right?
Keep it
I
on
kind
your
of
neck.
think about things in terms of coating myself in oil clothes.
That's funny.
So for your sleep blend, you're gonna want to apply it where this can get into the bloodstream, because these are chemistry that are gonna affect the blood, especially vetiver. Vetiver is nature's tranquilizer. I'm afraid to make this blend right now because I'm already a little sleepy. And she's been pouring deep sleep.
Just yawning.
So just like in our other class where towards the end we got all giggly and high, this one towards the end we're going to get a little
Sleepy.
Okay, so we're going to do a really similar thing though too as last time. We're going to consider the physical properties, which we read out of that book, and then there's these emotional properties. And so of these, just what do you feel connected to starting with? And then we can read the emotional property part.
I think have a juniper berry.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Do you know anything about juniper
I
berry?
don't.
Okay, good. So, and sometimes we play with the oils just like that, like we're drawing a tarot card or a little, just see what jumps out at you, and then let's read about it, and then we'll see if she goes oh, I totally need that flippin' oil, right? I love juniper berry. Juniper berry is in our Mojo. Right.
Nice.
So juniper berry is the oil of night. You want to read that?
Yeah. Juniper berry assists those who fear the dark or unknown aspects of themselves. It helps individuals to understand that those things they fear are intended to be their teachers. Instead of hiding from what they do not understand, juniper berry encourages individuals to learn the lesson and face their fear. These fears often live within the unexplored areas of the self. Juniper berry acts as a catalyst by helping individuals access and address those fears and issues which have long been avoided. Dreams contain nighttime communications. Even nightmares can reveal unresolved fears and issues, like Freud.
Yeah.
Juniper berry offers courage and energetic protection in the nighttime, and it encourages an honest assessment of the information being communicated from within. As individuals reconcile with their fears and other hidden aspects of themselves, they experience greater wholeness. Juniper berry helps restore the balance between light and dark, conscious and subconscious, day and night. It acts as a guide on the path toward wholeness. Juniper berry teaches that there is truly nothing to fear when one acknowledges and accepts all aspects of the self.
Cool. We kind of just call juniper berry the nightmare oil. So if I wake up in the middle of the night from a nightmare, I'll come out and do a hand diffusion of juniper berry and sort of just...
I've been having a lot of nightmares recently.
Okay, so something to think
apropos.
about. Yeah, look at, so she grabbed an oil that she needs. I've been having a lot of nightmares lately because I have a lot of anxiety right now. There's a lot going on, and so I might actually use juniper berry in mine too, because I just need to calm that down. Okay, so vetiver we talked about. So vetiver is nature's tranquilizer, and that one from our anecdotal reports. So, the wisdom of essential oils and plant medicine is, yes, there's so much great science about it, and you can actually look it up at aromatic science therapeutic.com if you want to look at all of the reports on it. You can even go into pubmed.org, and if you know how to read that stuff, you can look up certain essential oils and look at their chemistry research. But when it comes to plant medicine, the reason why it's been around for so long and still used today is it's anecdotal and it's passed down generally between women. Now men are getting involved. We're very excited about that. But sharing their stories about what works and doesn't work. So the kind of cool thing about being at the farmer's market is we get a lot of reports, right? Because we see the same people over and over again. So people who are getting vetiver are saying like crazy dreams, all kinds of crazy dreams, even if they haven't dreamt in it for a really long time. So if you miss dreaming and the information that it can convey, vetiver is a good one. And then juniper berry with that might make them not be so nightmare-y.
Good. So you recommend this before and after? Like before you go to bed and after nightmare?
Well, if I don't have a sleep blend with juniper berry in it, so this is exciting. I'm going to make one.
Cool. Okay.
I've just used our deep sleep blend, but it's not a nightmare protector.
It could be good. Is it good for kids, possibly?
Oh, absolutely, it works with kids. I've had reports on that. This juniper berry helping kids with nightmare stuff.
Nice. Okay.
And if you think about it too, like sometimes they exist in the day, so it's a good. It dispels fears and nightmares.
Right.
So that's why it's in Mojo, because if you got your Mojo going, one of the things that would stop it is if, exactly, it's a no fear oil, right? So that's why we really like Mojo.
Cool.
Okay, so that's your first one, and we're going to go through the same process. I'm going to use this one too. What oil do you want to start with? Because we're going to pick 3 each, and then we'll see if we need a 4th.
I always go with vetiver.
Okay, start with
it's
vetiver.
funny, in the book it doesn't list vetiver as one of the sleep oils.
That's crazy.
But if you look up vetiver, it says it's good for ADHD, balance, termite repellent, and vitiligo. And I think vitiligo is that skin condition like Michael Jackson had, where your skin,
So it doesn't say
you lose your
sleep,
skin
but it
pigmentation.
definitely makes you sleep.
Well, maybe it's the ADHD part or the that calming balance
Look,
part.
but here then you say, and then you look under aromatic influence. It says vetiver has been valuable for relieving stress and helping people recover from emotional traumas and shock. As a natural tranquilizer,
There you go.
it may help induce a restful sleep. So it is known to affect the parathyroid gland. Shoot, I didn't even read that. I didn't even know that part. This book has so much gold in it, honestly.
I'm sure, and we've read these things so many times over the years.
Yeah, and then we miss it.
You forget
You forget certain things.
But you have the gist of it.
But I know that for me, vetiver, when I first started with the oils, the only 2 I used was vetiver and lavender. And I was putting it mostly, like on the bottoms of my feet and on my chest.
Now, why would you put it on the bottoms of your feet?
It seems to work well to get into the system. It's sort of like the reflexology points of your feet, like how they can relate to different parts of your body.
Absolutely.
The oils seem to respond well to that. So.
A massage with that would be like out.
I think because when I can't sleep, the last solution is Earl rubs my legs, and I think that why that works is when I can't sleep, I'm in my head, and so I think that putting them on your feet or having your feet rubbed sort of draws all that energy out of your head and focus you lower in the body.
We don't give our feet a lot of attention anyway, so if you are giving your feet a little attention at night, putting some oils on, it's pretty good.
I mean, there are some camps that say that the bottoms of the feet, did we talk about this last time, are all sebaceous glands, they're all excretion glands, they're not intake skin cells.
They aren't.
I know,
So
but
then
I don't know. And the thing is, a lot of the oils, it's chemistry and it's used, throughout history, but there's an energetic property to them that this book deals with more, and that I sort of trust my intuition, because I don't need somebody to tell me that vetiver is for a sleep oil, because I'll hold it and I just go kind of like, it's going down. You know what I mean? So it's a really intense oil that way. And just to look at it and how thick it is, like we already talked about. It's definitely a slow one. Okay, so a lot of time on vetiver. So basically the oils that are great for a restful sleep is flowers and woods, right? because they are low to the ground.
Is juniper berry a flower?
Juniper berry, that's one that actually is the fruit. But that's okay. Some of the fruits, I make this insomnia blend for someone, and
so
she
okay
uses bergamot. Yeah, and bergamot is listed as an insomnia thing. So that's why I'm saying, like, this one might be your more uplifter, and then you'll put two heavier down oils with that. Okay. So what do you want to try for definitely a relaxing oil?
Should I try the Roman Camel?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Okay. Now, this is also light and bright. This one was unavailable from doTERRA for 2 years.
Like candy.
Yeah. I used to call this one my boyfriend. Because it had this like young sort of masculine floral, you know, just like a pretty little cherub, little changeling boy kind of thing. Okay, so she loves that. Do you want to choose a second one?
Let's see.
You can't pick the same.
You and I are starting to make the same one.
You know, I think I'm gonna put a little orange in mine.
Okay. Now I have not played much with the spikenard because it is in the valerian family, and valerian is another nose offender to me. But I think when I don't like the smell of something and I really want to experiment with its chemistry, I'll blend it. Right? So maybe I'll play with spikenard today. Right? Oh, God, it smells like feet, though.
Strong.
So when something has a really pungent, potent aroma like that, right, I'll call this one the diva of my blend. Because if I put one extra drop, the whole dang blend is going to smell like this one. And that's not what I want, right? So when I make my blend, I'm going to put one drop of that. So, and then what do you want for a third?
Is Roman chamomile
It's a flower.
Mm-hmm.
It's also good for quieting the brain.
Yeah.
Okay.
Roman chamomile also great for allergic reactions.
Here, I feel like that's good post nightmare because you want to quiet all those thoughts, negative thoughts.
And then let's look it up here. So, you know, look, we don't have this stuff memorized. We just have these two books that we really, really like. And we use them all the time. So don't feel like you got to know all this stuff. What do you find in there?
I'm reading the Roman chamomile. It's pretty awesome.
What do you like? Oh, insomnia is right on there. Mm-hmm. And then neuralgia.
Hyperactivity.
I'm
going to go with the lavender for my third one.
Okay. Keep it simple.
That's
okay.
These two are my. That's my blend
all right.
usually. So, the orange is going to give it a nice, interesting flavor.
Yeah. So Roman chamomile emotionally is the oil of spiritual purpose, and it supports an individual in discovering and living their true life purpose. It eases the overactive ego mind, which I think is probably why it helps to sleep.
I thought you were looking at me.
I should look at both of us. I mean, she's. Are you? You're a little overactive.
Maybe,
our
overactive.
brains are a little overactive. Yeah, because we can talk about 4 subjects at the same time. So I think we both have that. And but then it says, like a guardian angel, Roman chamomile leads the soul to where it needs to be and what it needs to be doing. So I think that's a great nighttime activity. So you're not wandering the halls while you sleep. Okay, great. So that's a really nice one, and it promotes peacefulness and a divine connection. Okay. So without fear, that's good. And then also like connecting to something divine, because we can do a lot of great work in our sleep if we are purposeful with it, right? So I like
planning out everything.
Yeah. And then what did you decide for your third one?
I think I'm going to pick a wood because I have a berry and a flower.
So have you smelled arbor vitae? So arbor vitae is really interesting. It's 2,000-year-old trees.
It's pretty strong.
It's really strong. It's like sharpened pencils. But it's the wisest of all the oils.
This is a good wood.
Yeah.
Cypress. And did you smell the cedar wood as well?
No.
Cedar wood's good too.
I've smelled the cypress before.
Okay. I think that's too light. I don't think you're going to go to sleep if you added cypress. But then, here's Indian sandalwood. and then Hawaiian sandalwood.
So this is the Indian?
Yeah, which is lighter. And to be honest, too, is the sleep oils tend to be spendier oils. Sleep and anti-aging oils, skin oils, tend to be the...
Okay. This is the Hawaiian.
This is the Hawaiian.
Oh.
Challenging me? I can tell the difference. Can I just tell the difference between sandalwoods?
Same cap label.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like I would like to try something different like this, but it's so strong.
Okay.
Is it going to be like... I don't know if I think I'd like one.
I don't think you need it. If you're kind of going like, whoa, then don't.
I'm the same way with that one.
Yeah, there's something about it.
There's vetiver here too.
Oh yeah, and Arbor Vitae
Maybe the vetiver.
is one of my favorite oils that comes from doTERRA. They're the only ones who carry it because it only grows in the Vancouver, BC. And they are these 2,000-year-old trees that if you're going to sustainably harvest them, you can only take what's fallen on the ground, already dead, right? But what is laying on the ground because of this beautiful oil is completely unmolested by molds and fungus or pests.
This is the Arbor Vitae.
That's the Arbor Vitae. So it can lay on the ground dead for hundreds of years and still the wood is completely undecayed. So there's something about that. But it's also this really powerful antifungal. And it's the non-neurotoxic thujone in there. I can't even remember what thujone is for. Sorry, let's look it up. Okay, not now. All right, so, because that's a different class. All right, so let's start. So you decided your 3 is going to be...
I think maybe one of the... Do you think the Indian will be too light?
It's whatever you like. I mean, look at her, right? Like, can you imagine her sleep blend would be very light and beautiful? You know what I mean? Like, I need a club to the head.
Yeah, I think I need something light.
Yeah.
You usually sleep well.
Well, and yeah.
That's why the Indian
That's what I'm saying. So she usually sleeps well. Like, what is that like? You know what I mean? So, yeah, hers does not need to be as severe. And you want to consider that when you're making it for you. You know, she doesn't even really need a sleep blend, but she's a little anxious, right? So this can help.
More of like a calming blend.
Yeah.
Well, but even if she is having nightmares or disturbed sleep, then you can address that specifically.
Yeah, with the juniper berry.
I like it. I'm going to try the spikenard. I'm going to use the juniper berry as well. And I think to try to make it smell good to me, I'm going to include bergamot. Cool. And you're doing these 3. Okay, great. So now we have our handy dandy blending sheets. Yeah. I'm going to post these. Yeah, I am. Totally. We're going to do it. I know you think I'm not going to do it, but then I'm going to do it. All right, so with this, but it doesn't matter. It's just lines on a piece of paper. I do recommend that you keep all your recipes and you keep all your recipes together. The other thing I also recommend sometimes is, that's the book that we can't lose. We are going to do it. Do we have cap stickers in there?
No, I don't think so.
There might be one sheet. We need some cap stickers. Because the other thing I like to do... There we go. We'll see if we have what we need here. The other thing I like to do when I make my blend, so this is a sheet of cap stickers from doTERRA, and they're 50 cents. So if you have an account, just type in cap stickers, and these will come up. And what I like to do sometimes is put the oils that I'm using and the number of drops that I put in the bottle on the bottle. And now the recipe is on the bottle, which for sure you're not going to lose if you need to remake that recipe.
Refill these ones.
Exactly. So like we can find these 3 stickers and write the numbers of drops on there and then put it on the bottle and wrap it in tape, and then it's sort of like the permanent recipe is living on the bottle, which is another really smart way to use your stickers, right? Okay, so we're making a sleep blend. So start with your Diva. You're going to start with your heaviest, stinkiest oil. Right? So we all know what that is. For you, it is...
Vetiver.
For me, it's the spikenard.
Juniper berry?
Nope, the sandalwood.
Okay.
Right? So even to think like what's the thickest oil can be helpful too. Right? All right, so start with Your sandalwood's not so bad. I would do 2 to 3 drops. Like, this thing is killing me, the spikenard. Woo!
I don't think you're going to want that one.
I'm going to blend with it. I have to use it eventually. Sorry, I'm totally messing up her deal. Because I want to look up spikenard. And now I need to get in a relationship with spikenard because the smell is... And this is the thing. Sometimes you need an oil and you don't like the way it smells. You just have to learn how to get it in the background. It says right on here, aging skin, insomnia, nervousness, perfume, Jesus, and rashes. And I do know they use spikenard. It blends well with patchouli, sure it does. And vetiver, okay.
You said 2?
2 to 3. All right. So I'm going to put... So hopefully you've selected your 3 oils that you're going to do. And like I said, we just have these 2 books. This one is also available on Kindle, which I really like. I don't think they have the latest edition. Maybe they do. I don't know. I'm not keeping track.
You'd think
so this one on Kindle is really handy because it's the same content. You can't get that with the book. I know some of you have the app for Modern Essentials. It's just not the same as the book. It just doesn't give you the depth that you need. It's great for on-the-go searches, though. Okay, so what do you got? You got yours in there? Mm-hmm. Okay, so again, we're just sort of indicating now that, oh, I'm just going to do 1 drop. I'm terrified of you. Okay, so we're going to start with that first one, and then we're going to move to the next lighter one. So for you, actually, so if you smell them, it's a kind of, you can tell when I say lighter, it'll have a lighter scent, or it's not going to be as strong to you. You know what I mean? So what's your second lighter?
Lavender.
Okay, so you'll do your lavender.
So the Roman chamomile.
Yeah, and for me, it'll be the juniper berry. Okay, so this is going to be my, like, anti-nightmare blend, so I don't have to just jump up and...
And how many did you say?
Well, so which one is it? Roman chamomile?
Yes.
Roman chamomile is it's really nice and pretty. It's pretty strong, I have to say. So do like 5 drops.
Okay.
That's a lot.
Yeah, okay, do 3 drops.
I'm saying that's a big oil. Just so
yeah, it's a big one. It's only a 3 ml, and it's expensive. So what I was gonna say is, like, that one became unavailable for 2 years, and then when it became available, it totally crashed the website because people were freaking out trying to get. It was like trying to buy tickets to, like, the Beatles. Today, like, what? It's back. How could it possibly be? So we really freaked out over it. We're glad it's back, but I have now 10 bottles because I'm terrified it's going to run out. And your floral oils last a long time. The florals and woods last probably some of the longest.
But they're super potent. You know, it doesn't take much. A little bit goes a long
Really
way.
doesn't take long. So we'll probably dilute. Like I said, I usually like a 50% dilution. Now that I have spikenard in here, I'll probably go lower. I'll probably do a 25% dilution. Right? Let me put my juniper berry in.
Oh, sorry.
And you want to tell them. So the other thing about the arbor vitae, well, I guess it doesn't matter.
So right now I've got 5 drops of vetiver, 10 drops of lavender. That's a decent ratio for me, but we'll see as I add in the orange then how the blend sits.
Okay.
So it's a balancing act. So then sometimes
So
you're
you
adding.
already know that ratio works of the vetiver.
I'm guessing to start out with for this ratio. So.
Okay.
Yeah. And now, like, he's pals with vetiver, right?
Yeah, so I love vetiver.
Yeah, so when you're friends with an oil and you know it's good to you, you sort of can figure out who will get along with that oil really well, right? Mm-hmm. So, like I said, these to me are all my little super friends, and you know, I can call the right super friend for the job. Mm-hmm. And so since I'm just getting to know spikenard and I'm a little terrified of it.
Yeah, you're going to be cautious.
I'm going to be super cautious. I put 1 drop and I put 11 drops of juniper berry because I'm really focusing on this being an anti-nightmare blend for me.
Now already just smelling it, like to me, mine feels a little. It's lavender heavy. I mean,
yeah, I could hardly.
Yeah.
So even though
That's nice together.
it's a third vetiver, you really mostly smell the lavender.
It smells kind of like rustic or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it gives you that wood smell. And, you know, I say, like, what would be more relaxing than, like, sleeping safely in a little, you know, forest bed of flowers? That's, like, kind of ideal, right?
Yeah.
Especially if you're, like, a prey animal, and we all are when we're sleeping. That seems like the most restful
She's pretending
place.
she's Bambi.
Yeah.
I'm not Bambi. Okay, so, and then what did you put? So you
So
put...
then last, I put 2 sandalwood and 3 Roman chamomile.
Oh, that's it. Okay.
That's it?
And the
Is there
juniper
some
bear.
more?
And I really
haven't
think
done the juniper
you're...
bear
Yeah,
actually.
okay.
Yeah,
So
so
I
okay.
really do think you're a lower dilution person.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Just
Okay.
based on that you're a sensitive person and that, you know, you feel things really easily. I'm kind of the same way, but now that I've gotten so used to these oils, they don't
Right.
blow me back anymore. I
Right.
can really go for it.
Right, and I'm still
So,
new with them.
yeah, so you're building up your understanding of them. So go lighter as opposed to heavier,
Okay.
right? Yeah, for those of you who are new users, you don't have to use these oils straight. I like that they sell them to us at full potency and straight because, like, I want to buy my tequila and I'll make my margarita as strong as I want it. I don't need a margarita in a box where I go like, I don't know what you put in there, right? I'd
That's a
rather
great analogy.
control all of my ingredients because I want fresh lime and I want, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want whatever you're tossing at me, right? So think about it. You might want to be able to control your ingredients, but you might not need it so strong. So know your own personality when it comes to blending and start slower rather than fast. A lot of people will get turned off on these oils because they're like, I don't like that. They're too strong. It's like, well, you don't go shooting tequila every day, right? You do that on vacation, but not any other time. So why would you have this straight and in large quantities? You wouldn't.
Right.
So
Maybe like 6 juniper berry.
yeah, try it.
I know for me, like this blend that I'm making, if I wanted to not dilute it, I could just keep it I could use it as an internal oil as well. So if I wanted to make a sleeping pill from it, I could fill a capsule with this and then take that.
This is true. We
Yeah.
do.
Natural
We do.
Yeah.
We make. We can put this in a bottle, and so which ones are safe to take internally, right? This is really important to know. If you've got a bunch of oils at your house and you don't know what you have, or you bought them at the store, right? If it is internal quality, it's going to have supplemental facts on there, right? And not just that, but some oils are great for internal and some aren't. We don't eat cypress, but we eat bergamot. It's a fruit. We don't eat cypress, so this one, even though it's doTERRA, it says for topical use only. Now, the caveat to that is whenever an oil that you bought from the store says for topical use only, suddenly there's absolutely no regulation. It can already be cut with fillers. It could be synthetic, partially synthetic, non-organic, whatever. And whatever they say, it could say 100% pure lavender from Provence, organic. And none of it's true. And nobody is going to watchdog that. So this brand is watchdogged by us who use it. It's not a publicly owned company, it's privately owned. So when we start rattling the cage, which I've never had to, I've never had to, right? We might rattle it for other reasons, but never for a quality of oils. The only thing is just to try to know ahead of time when they're going to run out of something. Okay, so I just have that. And then my third oil is going to be bergamot. Now, the thing about the citrus oils, one of the few other safety precautions is what?
Phototoxicity, which just means that it makes you more sensitive to the sun. So if you put it directly on your skin, especially your face, if you go out in the sun after you do that, you're going to have a much stronger chance of getting a sunburn.
Okay, so I put 15 of bergamot. Yeah, so in a nighttime blend, go for it, right?
Yeah, because usually after 12 hours, then excuse me, it's completely diffused.
And then the more it's diluted, sometimes the easier it is. But bergamot is the most photosensitizing. So
that Roman chamomile is really strong. I can totally smell it.
The wild orange really activated it. Like it really made it.
Ooh, that's beautiful.
Got it really like.
That's pretty.
Nice, huh?
Oh, that's a good one. Oh, but see, I got the vetiver effect.
But it really gets the vetiver.
Yeah.
It really activates the vetiver. Like
And
it really.
And why would that be?
Oh, it's a much lighter molecule. So the monoterpenes in the citruses are very light. They're much more volatile than the sesquiterpenes in the vetiver, which are heavier. So the vetiver is like, it's like maple syrup almost, or it's even thicker than that. It's almost like honey pouring it out. So it's gonna those monoterpenes are gonna get everything to evaporate quicker.
So you get more smell.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The monoterpenes have more access to the cells too.
Oh, interesting.
So
Yeah,
they can
deeper.
they can like be like, hey, I've got the lanyard, let me in, right? And it's like, I got +2 behind me, right? So then it's like it's got vetiver.
Well, they're a small, simple molecule, so they can get in.
Gotcha.
Penetrate easier.
Yeah, so it makes it a little easier for the lavender and the vetiver to become part of that
That's
whole
nice.
thing. Let's see what you have. Oh, that's super pretty
You like
too.
that?
Why do I still smell orange? Maybe that's okay. No, I get it.
I think it's on my fingers.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's really
Do you
good.
like that?
Wow.
Oh, look.
Man, that's nice.
So here's we might need coffee
My
beans.
eyes are like
Here.
falling asleep.
I'm starting to salivate, which I think is a good like like this one.
That bergamot. Yeah.
It's like that
like a dog.
We're like,
Yes.
I'm ready.
I definitely smell the bergamot.
Can you smell that stinky spikenard?
No.
I covered it really
covered
well.
it really well.
I'm almost daring to put a second drop. What do you think of that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So coffee beans.
I like this one.
You like it?
Uh-huh.
Dare I
No.
double it? Well, I'm gonna double it
Okay,
because
yeah.
Should I double or triple? Because
You have very little.
I have
I-
12 drops right now.
you have 12 drops. I say for you is that okay? So
you
I'm
said 30,
yeah.
but you said lower for me, so maybe just
no double it.
double it?
I would double it.
for
It's
sure.
really pretty. I'm gonna double mine.
I'm gonna double mine too.
Okay. Am I gonna double mine? Yeah, I'll double mine.
Well, add the spikenard last.
Oh my god, now you've scared me. Yeah, so this can happen, right? And this is why we say be very careful with your diva oil. And sometimes woods and flowers are very much the diva oils.
I mean, it's kind of like salt in a recipe. Like, if you double your recipe, you don't necessarily double the salt. Like, you have to do salt as flavor, that type of thing.
Yeah.
So you should go backwards.
You'd almost want to
forward
go
and-
backwards. Yeah, not
Oh.
forward. That's okay. You're fine. I mean, the sandalwood's beautiful. You don't have to worry about it. I'm like, spikenard taste, smells like gym socks
It
to me.
does, yeah.
But I want to befriend the chemistry in it because I think I might need it, right? So I'm still not sleeping perfectly. And now that is, like I said, that's a complicated issue. So, all right. Where was mine? One. And you see how we're all like a little foggier. Oh, no, that's the one I'm not going to put. Juniper berry, that's what I'm going to put. I'm not going to double the juniper berry. I put a lot in there. 1, 2.
You mean the spikenard?
No, the juniper berry.
Oh.
Now, you see me sort of freehanding it.
Like on my last one here, I got 1 extra drop of wild orange, but then as it's getting to be
It
a
doesn't
bigger
matter.
recipe, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, because once you start to get used to the oils and pouring oils and making blend, it's not unlike cooking, right? Maybe you'll start with a recipe because you're insecure and you've never made it before. But once you've made something 5 or 6 times, you're like, but I like a little bit of that. And maybe I want more of this and not more of that. You start to get this confidence, and that's what we want to instill in you. Because when you have a group of oils, the more you get to know them and be like all of these oils are great for all kinds of things. I use lemon to get the sticky tape stuff off of things,
Ooh, smart.
Yeah, which is an expensive way.
Do you think I should have a little bit more?
I think for you that feels
You think
about
that'll be
right.
good?
I think it's worth a shot.
I would say you you could now you can vary the amount of this you put in. So if you're going to use fractionated coconut oil, then
Yes.
you can double it and then see if a 1-to-1 ratio smells right to you.
Yeah.
If it's still too strong, you can add a little more. If it's too weak at that point, but you want to leave room.
Right.
You have room in your
wanna
bottle.
leave room.
Yeah, so you can futz it that way.
Totally.
So for me, I'm gonna add about.
Got it. So first try doubling it.
Yeah, so I'm about 40% full in the bottle. I probably won't cut this in half. I'll probably do maybe a third.
Okay.
Just to see, because I like it a little stronger.
Okay.
But then I'm gonna smell it and try it, and then I can always dilute it more.
Okay, yeah,
You know.
right. But you don't want to fill it all the way up and then be like, oh
Yeah.
shit.
Then
I
there's
can't
no room
change
in the
it, yeah.
bottle. Okay.
Does this smell like coconut oil?
No, it doesn't smell
No,
like
the
anything.
nice thing
It
about
doesn't?
fractionated coconut oil is also removes the part that smells. So it doesn't smell like coconut
And
at
it
all.
Is that
absorbs,
okay?
it absorbs really cleanly into your skin.
Wouldn't the smell just be a natural component of it though? Why would?
You know, they
I mean, it
took
gets
out the
rid of,
solids.
obviously.
So the solids went with the smell. It's going to lose some of its antibacterial
Yeah,
and, you
it's
know.
really a true carrier. Like
It's just to get it into your
it's
body. It's
intended
not to do
yeah,
all the
because
things that coconut
it doesn't
oil does
it doesn't
for
stay
you.
on the surface. It's not greasy,
Good,
so it
okay.
penetrates really nicely.
So that's good for different.
I still use full fat coconut oil for a lot of things. Like
Yeah.
when I made my salt scrub for the
Yes.
tub, I would just melt the coconut oil till it was liquid.
Yeah.
I would make the blend in that, and then I put it with the salts, and then as it hardens, that's great. It's still blended in there, and then it helps. Then it's really even better for
Okay.
my skin.
Okay.
But for this kind of thing, fractionated is great.
Yeah, you're not.
Yeah.
looking
And then
for
we
all
also use MCT oil when we know, because it's coconut oil, it's liquid, but it's internal grade. But that one's a little greasy on the skin, so it just, you know, it's
Okay.
it's. Listen, we oh, I gotta cover this spikenard. I think I got away with putting 2 full drops in it. I want you guys to smell it and see. Tell me what I did.
Yeah, the bergamot covers it.
I can feel it in there. It's a weird one. So this is like your weird friend that you just met that you're trying to get to know, because weird is good, right? But dosage of weird is what you have to be wary of.
You have to see how it sits up later, because
Okay.
they marinate.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as it sits there, your blend is going to smell a little different later.
And it's
So also another reason why you don't necessarily want to fill it all the way up right now, because later you know, gosh, I wish I could just put in a little bit
Good
more
point.
of this.
yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and leave some room. I don't know if you can see this, but I filled it. You can't see that. It's like I filled it 3/4 of the way. And then
I'll show you how. This is how full mine is.
yeah, you can see his is darker oils. All right, so and then you need that.
Pretty hard to see.
Yeah, whatever. You know what I'm talking about.
It's to there.
And so let's say you have a larger roll on. Let's say you have a 10 mil. You still might only want to make a half of a bottle to experiment to see that you've got something that you like. I get these roll-on bottles. There's a website called aromatools.com. Has some. And then, to be honest, it's pretty easy to find these stainless steel roller balls on Amazon.com.
Yeah.
You know, so, and that's where I got this cool little 3 mil size, which, and then they got all kinds of colors and stuff.
You can squeeze that bottle a little bit to get it to pour.
Okay, good.
Yeah, give it, okay, so then I'm going to go ahead and push this in, right? And now this is not a done deal just because you pushed it in. I think we showed you in the last one, but we would, like, and we don't like vigorously shake oil blends. Why? I don't know.
Because you don't want to get oxygen bubble. You don't want to get air bubbles in there, because then it oxidizes the oils.
Plus, you know, they're plants. I don't like to treat them like, oh, vigorously shake them. Okay.
How do you know if you're gonna
Smells really good. I didn't mess up. I'm a little nervous to do this one, but okay, so we're going to be signing off soon. If you want to be an MEO club member, you go to mydoterra.com/Malibu, or maybe it's one of our mentors that's sending you this video. If you sign up with one of our mentors, you're also part of MEO club. And then you click join and save, because why pay retail? Like if you push shop, which you can do, you're going to pay retail. If you push join and save, you're going to save 25%, kind of like a Costco membership. I'm going to do another video that shows you how to get started on being an MEO member. Okay, you like it?
It's beautiful. I think it might be. I might need a little more coconut. Do you think it's good? I'm so glad I didn't add more.
Yeah, it's so strong.
It's very strong.
It's very pretty.
I think it's pretty. Like, you could actually wear that as a personal scent.
Mm-hmm. I'll be like falling asleep on it.
No, if you know, like, it's more relaxing.
Yeah.
I think, like, if you think
nice
about
for
it,
myself. Yeah.
dispels fears, gives you a sense of spiritual purpose, and then sandalwood. Sandalwood is the oil of sacred devotion. So this is really a nice blend as far as a kind of a spiritually grounding, no fear, all love kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I think this is a good...
goes really well with the Roman chamomile.
It does. And I think this is a good anxiety blend for you, actually. So if you are somebody who is anxious like this, which I can be, certainly, sometimes a sleep blend will just bring you to this really balanced place. And then if you're in a balanced place, then sometimes it'll bring you lower, right? So just think it's bringing you down your normal scale. Because like they said, like, vetiver is great for ADHD. You have too many things going on at once. It can sort of narrow your focus and slow your brain down. But if you're not like that, we had a friend, Alyssa, who's a little more anxious, right? And that's not like a personal slam on anybody. It's because our sympathetic nervous system gets overactivated, maybe because we're more sensitive to synthetics and toxins and weird feelings that people are having, So we might transmit that into our body as anxiety. But yeah, so if you're anxious, then these oils might be good relaxation oils. Or if you're already pretty relaxed, they can be sleep oils. And then if you want to use the same blend to go from anxiety to sleep, you might want to just use a stronger dilution, right? Or slightly change the recipe. So that's about it. Do you want to add anything?
No, I was just going to say my dilution, I'm calling this a 1-to-1 dilution. So that means equal parts essential oil and carrier oil.
Okay, so I'm going to call, I don't know, when we like to name the blend, right? So we didn't go over this time, but like really being focused on the purpose of the blend, which we probably should have done a little more. We know it was a sleep blend. Yeah, and then go from there, right? So, all right, email us any questions or type them in, and we will see you next time, next class. Bye.